I'm Mandy ElizaTHRIFT of Wornologie, and welcome to my channel. This is going to be the second part of my first YouTube haul. So like, subscribe, comment, and please show me some love. All right, cheers. Okay, so we had already gone through most of the haul, or at least half of it. I've removed it, I've put it in inventory, all the annoying things that resellers hate to do. So let's do the fun stuff. So I've got it separated into a couple different categories that I was really lucky to hit the jackpot on, where I was like, oh, I'm definitely hitting different buckets of things that I love to kind of pick up, and I think that a lot of people are searching for. So I do have some curvy girl things, some kids things, a few men's pieces, my favorite category, which is vintage, and some everyday pieces. So I think that's where we'll start. So here we have a really beautiful, like great spring summer transitional piece that has a tie back. It looked a little sad, but I have since OxyCleaned it. Ooh. So it's Club Monaco, which is a mall brand, but as we know, some of the pieces can be really expensive. The tie back I think is super beautiful. It's an extra small, and the materials tag is no longer included, but I would think that it's either like a cotton blend or cotton linen blend. I'd also found like a bunch of things from Sundry and also Splendid, so I don't know if that was like someone's little collection, but this one I thought was really fun. It's like a bubblegum pink. It has this kind of like wider sleeve that looks like it's like probably a wrist length sleeve, like not super long, but not a 3/4 sleeve. It has like the reverse seams, which I thought was really cool. And this is the tag. And definitely giving like free people vibes. Like it's oversized. This is an extra small. I think it could probably fit up to like a medium, maybe a large, depending on how you wanted it to fit. This is kind of like the athleisure section here. So this needs a little lint rolling, but all black, high neck Athleta tank, which if you're lounging or, you know, going to brunch, I thought this was really cute since it has like a back seam. Once again, needs a little lint rolling, which is probably my fault. I do have fur children. But I thought that this was great. It's kind of like a washed black, extra, extra small. I personally love this kind of neckline. I think it's like really flattering on your shoulders and your arms. So I figured that needed to come home too. This is hard for me not to keep. This Nike kind of mock neck, cropped, drop shoulder sweatshirt. Although I am like a very bright, colorful person, I do love a good all black workout outfit. This is a size large. I think we all know the Nike tag, but we'll show it. But I think this is super cool. I'm gonna have to break up with her, but I do love her. Also, if you're out to brunch, this needs a little bit of love. Maybe a good lint rolling, maybe a sweater shape, because it has like a little bit of pilling, but it is We the Free, which is a Free People line. So everything can sometimes be like bohemian and kind of discolored and worn looking, but I think I'm still gonna do a little sweater shaping. But the sleeves are really cool. I obviously like an interesting plaid moment. But this is also like reminding me of a very elevated, like expensive, like grunge brand called R13. They do a lot with like plaid and like kind of making things like boxy and like unexpected in shape and pretty oversized. So it also is giving me this really like expensive high-end kind of dupe maybe. What's spring without a shacket. So this one is from H&M, the H&M brand. It's like a wide tooth corduroy, but it has like a really cool like balloon sleeve, which I think is awesome, as you might be able to tell, that I gravitate towards kind of this like volume and a basic. The fact that it's all black, they did like the matching black buttons and the single pocket. I am probably gonna have a hard time not keeping this also, but I think it's really cool. I hope someone else finds use for it. And then one more piece of like loungewear. How cool is this? I know in my first part of the haul, I found like a fast fashion little black dress that had fur trim. Also fast fashion here. Different brand. This is the brand that everyone I think botches saying. Shein. Whatever it is, it's adorable, and I think that it has a lot of life. So cute if you're going on vacation, girls trip, get that, you know, the photo with like your whole like breakfast spread while you're like sitting on your terrace, like having a late breakfast, early brunch moment. It's super cute. Also, I know that they sell these at like really more designer levels, so it's kind of also a dupe for that, but super cute. Next section is like just a couple pairs of jeans that I thought were good basics. This one's Uniqlo, kind of a raw edge, great transitional spring summer pair of jeans. It has the zipper fly. I just had it unzipped because I was measuring the rise, but it has a little bit of stretch. Factory distressing, which is like really intact. So I don't know if these were really washed or worn, because we all know once you like bend over to pick something up, if you have a dog or something, like these rips start to widen and you throw it in the washing machine and it starts to come apart, which adds to sometimes the look, but you could tell that like these really probably haven't been worn. And they're great because they're like kind of like a straight leg, not a skinny. Super cool. And a high waist. A cute little rag and bone pair of jeans that has like factory paint splatter with the raw hem on the bottom. Now this is kind of looking like, I would say, low rise. Maybe they're considering it a mid-rise, but this is like significantly lower than the other jeans. And I'm pretty sure it's kind of like a newer cut. So this is cool. It has like the rag and bone. And I think rag and bone jeans retail for like about $200. So these really don't look worn. So I couldn't see them going to a landfill. Hopefully we'll find a new home for them. And then my passion project, here we go, for the curvy girls, which I know for a long time is really hard, specifically for my sister, to shop secondhand. She could never find anything cool. Everything was frumpy, nothing was current. And I was always encouraging her to like, oh, you can find cool blazers, you can find this, you can, you know, get oversized denim. And I think she's finally like there where she can like shop secondhand sustainable fashion. And I'm really happy to show some of these pieces, and she'll probably get mad that I didn't give them to her. But these wide leg kind of like palazzo type pants with this botanical print. And I love a dark floral. I think it's super flattering on everybody. But you know, you could wear these on vacation. You could wear a denim shirt with it. You could wear a crop top. They're really super cool. They have the elastic waistband. I think these were like a 2X or something. Let's see. Can't find the tag. No clue. Maybe it's over here. Sometimes they hide them in the side. uncertain, guys. Oh yeah. Oh, so they're this brand again, which is size inclusive, which I think is pretty awesome. But like a 3X, really cool. I think I measured the rise, and the rise was like 16 inches. So that's really great too, because it'll actually be like a high rise. Unfortunately, no pockets, but these are a great travel piece. Like you can throw these in your luggage and they'll probably like pop out unwrinkled, like no matter what. So I think that that's really great. And they are fast fashion, but we don't hate all fast fashion, especially if you're getting it secondhand. Another kind of mall piece, very bohemian. I think this one is only a size 12. So not quite curvy girl, but it is like a little bit oversized. So it has this cool 3/4 sleeve and it's pinned up, oversized paisley, kind of like groovy print and this like cool satin sheen. This looks current to me. This looks like something that was probably in H&M within the past few months. I don't think H&M puts their dates on anything, but I can totally see this in the store currently. The back is really pretty. But I thought that was fun. My sister also struggles with like getting athletic pieces. So these are from Athleta. And they are a 1X, like a cool jogger loungewear in this really awesome, like kind of bleach dye, tie-dye situation. But they're like in this like cool jogger ankle, super soft material, drawstring, which feels like a ribbon. And then these are like really substantial feeling. I think these are really cool. And guess what, guys? They have pockets. Yeah, I thought that these were great. I haven't found this brand a lot. So this is Universal Standard. So this brand is doing something really cool where they're changing the size chart. I think that like the US average woman, I think, is like a size 14, 16, if I'm correct. So their sizing is based off of that. If that's the average, like, so a 14, 16, I think is like a medium. And then it goes up and down from there. I could be off by a size or two, but I thought that was really interesting. Since if most women are that size, why would that size actually be considered plus size or not a non-size inclusive size for a lot of brands? But I thought this was really pretty. This is a large. So this might even like be like a size, if we're going by other brands, like a size 18. Super cool. It still had the sash. This color I think is beautiful. Long line, kind of nice drop shoulders, lots of room here, and the sleeve, the V-neck. So you could tie this and like tie it at your waist, tie it drop waist, tie it in the back and make it more fitted. Like you could do it something like this. So I thought this piece was really special, and it really doesn't look like it's been worn. Like I didn't find any flaws. I checked it and I didn't see any. Back seems kind of pretty too. Nice minimalist piece that I thought was fun. So I haven't found that brand very often. I think I've found it only one other time, and it's just like a basic t-shirt that's still in my closet. But this brand I find all the time, and I never pick it up. So when I saw the print, I got really excited because I was like, oh, this looks like it's like something by Madewell or Free People, and it's got like a micro rib. And just the fact that it's like long line, like duster length. And it's LuLaRoe. So I never picked this up. Every reseller is like, oh my God, it's so saturated. Like everyone used to get invited to those like LuLaRoe parties at people's houses. Like, you know, people reaching out from like high school you've never talked to, inviting you over for a drink or tea or to catch up. And then it's like 25 people there and they're just slinging LuLaRoe. So I never would pick it up, but I just thought that this piece was cool enough that it needed to find a home. It has pockets, it's lightweight. Like this is a really great transitional piece. I was very, very surprised, and it's an extra large. Super bouncy. Something you can wear right now all the way, like probably until it gets super hot in summer. And then even then, if you're like at the beach, you could throw it on over cut-off jean shorts. Super fun. I hope you're surprised too, because I was actually shocked. One more. Now this one's questionable. I'm not sure if this is men's or women's, but it's new with tags, and it's H&M, and it's an extra large, kind of double-breasted blazer in a milky white. I only saw like a few spots, and they're teeny tiny. Like if you're wearing it, you would never ever notice that there's like any little flaw. Still unsure if it's men's or women's. If you happen to be able to tell me that, comment down below, let me know. But I am a sucker for a blazer, like an oversized blazer. Like to me, if this was my size, I don't care if it's men's or women's. Like I'm definitely wearing it. I have like a little obsession with the brand Frankie Shop, and they do a lot of menswear stuff. Very big, very oversized, but also like structured enough that like you look cool and feminine. And this was kind of giving me that vibe. So I'll be surprised if my sister doesn't text me for this one, but it's really cool. It has like a light padded shoulder. And here you can see the little tag on there. So she or he was probably at a Goodwill and it didn't sell. And then it ended up in the bins. And then I saved it from its terrible long life in a landfill where maybe Wally would find it in the future. So let's find her a home, hopefully. So that's all the stuff that I have that's like kind of curvy girl. And then we can go into like complete opposite direction, which is like children's stuff. I just recently started picking up children's stuff if it's really cool to me. So something that like I would love to dress a future child in, or there was like one of my cool friends having a kid. So I picked up this. It's by Mini Boden, which I think we all know Boden as a brand. Boden's also carried at like Anthropologie. I thought this was super cute, tiered, kind of like micro ribbed, maybe kind of corduroy, like prairie skirt. So fun. I thought this was super cute. And then this is a little bit more fast fashion-y, and it has a little spot on it, which I will spot treat, that I'm pretty sure I can get out. But this little kind of like sundress, so cute. So this is by Zara Kids. This is the tag. But I thought this was adorable. I mean, this isn't for like a little itty bitty child. This is kind of for like a tween, I would say. But like all the embroidery, kind of like the cottage core embroidery, I thought this was really sweet for summer. And I do know, or at least have heard, that kids grow out of things really quickly. So kind of a cool thing to buy it secondhand. Because most kids typically only wear things a handful of times. So it's not like they're completely worn out, because they grow so fast. This brand I thought was so cute. I've never heard of this, but I also don't have kids in my life. This could be a great kids brand. It could be something at Target, unsure. But I thought it was really adorable with all the embroidered little pink monkeys and the scalloped edging. And I love like overalls personally. I think they're really fun. And for kids, I think they're really cool. I'd found like some Carhartt ones that sold really quickly. Oh, check out the little booty. The little heart-shaped pockets. It's so cute. I think this is super adorable. I wish that this was like the same size for the same size child, because that would be cool together, but look at this little rock tee. This little dark side of the moon, like vintage, literally baby tee for a baby. It is just by like Pink Floyd, so like their licensed tees. 18 months. I think I was a really huge child, so I probably wore this when I was like 6 months old. Like this looks super tiny to me, but I think that this is super cool if you have like kind of edgier friends or nothing on the back, but really fun. And then this one's kind of like for kids. It says S8, 100% cotton. It's by Land's End. I gravitated towards this because I really liked kind of like the space station kind of graphic. I think as a kid, like there are a few things you kind of like really get into. Like some kids get into like space, some kids get really into like dinosaurs, other kids get into like fire trucks and this sort of stuff. So I thought that this was kind of like niche, but might have a place in someone's closet. Like if you would have asked me when I was a child, was I into space? No. But I did think I was gonna be a professional ice cream taster because someone once had told me that that's a job. I didn't make it, but here we are. Speaking of the other thing that kids can be into, the dinosaurs. Now this I thought was like kind of cool. I did wash that. It has a couple spots, but it looks kind of vintagey. It's just Gap Kids, but like this patchwork is really thick, and that's patchwork. It's not just like a graphic. And then even like the collegiate sleeves are like thick and kind of feels vintagey. So I thought this was worth picking up. Also, it was giving me Coach. Coach has Rexy, the dinosaur, is like their kind of like little spokes animal. And I thought that's what this was when I saw it in the bin and I grabbed for it because the quality looked so great. It's not, but it definitely would be a cool dupe. I could imagine like this person's older sister maybe wearing this cool Gap jacket with all these cool like emojis kind of on here. It does have some factory distressing, and this one patch is kind of a little bit loose. It's giving me like Gucci vibes here. It's a little loose, so if anyone is handy and could like restitch that, or I think like hemming tape, you could probably put hemming tape on there, or just remove it all together. But it does have a couple cute ones on the back. Look at the crazy heart cat emoji. We got the googly eyes. I'm pretty sure most of this like this stuff here is like factory distressing to make it look cool and vintage, but this one's a size medium regular, whatever size that would be for kids. But I put measurements in my listings if anyone's interested, but super cute. I did find a couple kids accessories too. So I'm a sucker for a bucket hat. Like this, if this was my size, it would go in my collection of denim bucket hats. Like with the little flower. Am I showing my age? It was like totally saying blossom to me. Like I was so excited to find this. I probably put it on my head and looked like a crazy person, realized it did not fit. And also that you probably shouldn't put things on your head from the bins before you wash them or sanitize them. But I did it and I'm here. So I thought this was super cute. Any of these, oh my God, It's so cute. Okay, so we have that. And one other accessory for adults, but these Birkenstocks and the super cool like bronze color. I know they're kids. Sizing, I'm gonna have to double check on. They're a little bit worn, but not crazy worn. Like anyone I've ever known to have Birkenstocks, like wears them until they're literally like cracking. But these look pretty good. I'll definitely figure out the size and put like a measurement of the footbed, but like they're really in pretty good condition. And I think one of the things about Birkenstocks is that like immediately they're not quite that comfortable. You have to like break them in until they mold to your foot a little bit. So if someone's kind of already did that a little bit, I think that's a plus. But cute, right? Your little camp adventure or something. This one here, we're moving into men's, which I only got like a couple things, but. So this is J. Crew, and that's not J. Crew Factory. It would have like 2 little dots underneath it if it was. So this came from the store. It's the black label, slim, really like lightweight, great spring sweater. 100% merino wool, but it doesn't feel itchy. It kind of has this like really thin, like breathable, like airy kind of quality to it. And like that other piece, it has the tag on it. So this was probably in a full price Goodwill. They probably priced it too high. It didn't get bought or sold and ended up in the Goodwill bins, which is the final step before it like gets shipped overseas or put in a landfill, or I think in some places they just kind of just store things, but there's only so much storage, right? But I thought this was really great, especially as like a staple piece, someone going back to work maybe. I got this lounge kind of piece. I don't know what this brand is, but I was really feeling this saying, New York or nowhere. I live right outside of New York, so I feel this. I also love going into the city. It makes me so happy. There's so much energy, great people watching, amazing fashion. I feel like this is just like a little, it's called like Nolita. So maybe a little boutique brand from Nolita. But cute. And it's kind of this like raglan sleeve. Really comfy, feels like it's been washed a bunch of times, but in a good way. The sizing on this is a large, but it does seem oversized even for a large. And then these, cool pair of like J brand, like denim, but in like a dark khaki color, kind of like maybe a mud color. This is the style, the cane slim straight leg. This is giving me like expensive, this tag that it's like full leather and like riveted on there. And it's made in California, so most of the things made in the US kind of are a little bit higher in price because obviously labor costs are more expensive, as they should be. But I thought these were really cool, and I didn't see any flaws, and they look barely worn because this is a leather patch. And if you put something like this through the washing machine, we all know it's gonna get like totally beat up, discolored, and it looks nearly new. And then moving into my favorite section that I've been anticipating, which is vintage. So I'm currently wearing vintage. I've had this for a really long time. I've actually found multiple of this exact same top, but I have had this probably since the early 2000s. And my pants are like vintage Oscar de la Renta menswear pants. So this I'm super excited about. This super cute like gingham, I want to say it's a midi dress, but I'm uncertain because of this slit here. Could just be a vest. Or you could wear like cute little shorts, maybe like white bike shorts or something underneath it. It has absolutely no tags, guys. Like, it does have a metal zipper, but it's giving me probably handmade. And I think that people sometimes get like scared off by things that are vintage because they're uncertain how to wear them, but it's really trial and error. It's definitely a way to like express yourself, but I thought that this was like way too cool and could be paired with like, you know, maybe a white puff sleeve blouse underneath, or maybe over like flare denim. You could definitely wear it open and that would be like a really cute look. But someone spent time making this, so I had to save her. Also a sucker for a good like ugly, not ugly sweater. It does have some pretty massive shoulder pads, which can easily be removed and kind of make it look more current if you're not so bulked up there. You don't look like you're from, what's that show? Is it like the 80s show? Do you know what show I'm talking about? No. All right, well, there's a show. It's like, I don't know what it's called. It has a woman with like the super blonde hair and like she wears only like ugly 80s sweaters. It's something about the 80s, whatever. It doesn't give me that vibe, especially if you remove the shoulder pads. But I thought this was really cool. Never seen this brand before in my life. I will look out for it because it's hand loomed. I think it says New York under here. And it's acrylic and cotton. But I think this is really fun. I could definitely see this in like an Urban Outfitters or something like that. Paired with like leather jeans, coated leather. It's cool. This piece is probably also handmade. But I found like 3 handkerchief style tops recently, and I've sold all of them because it's definitely like the start of festival season and it's giving like a bohemian kind of groovy 70s look. Like I said, I think it's handmade. This you can untie. So like you can tie it on the shoulder, you could tie it here. Which side is the front or the back, that's up to you. And sizing, I would say it's probably like a small or a medium, depending on how tight you want it to be. But it has all these cute little pom-poms hanging from it. Definitely gonna wear that to Coachella. Love a menswear piece, obviously. I think I wore a vest in my last video, my first video. But like I said, I like Frankie Shop and they do a lot of like suiting, vesting, this sort of stuff. But this was like if Frankie Shop and like maybe like for Lemons or what's that other like super florally brand that we did the spoof for?
Love Shack Fancy?
Love Shack Fancy, if they had a baby. So I thought this is super cool. It has like a little bit of flaws right here, like discoloration. But if that's tied, I don't think anyone would notice that. And if you see like this is pristine. I thought this was really fun. I like when people wear like a vest as just like a top. I think that's really cool. Or like if you're giving like Phoebe vibes with like a long skirt, like a long denim skirt, the ones that have a slit in the front. I thought that although it's vintage, it could be very current. And I think that's something that people struggle with vintage is they don't want to look dated. But all these pieces I think could be worn like super current looking. Now I'm gonna show you my fails or potential fails. Maybe you guys can let me know what I should do. So I got super excited when I found this sweater. I looked at the brand, and I think if you can get in there, it says Jenny Kane. And everyone knows Jenny Kane shoes, Jenny Kane everything, like quick flip. People look for it, things sell out. And I got so excited. I was like, oh, it's not that bad. It's like a white sweater. But then I found a couple holes, which may or may not have happened when, you know, after it was donated. And then I found discoloration, which I'm not afraid of. I think the discoloration can come out with like OxyClean. But what about the holes? Like, I know if this were like All Saints, it could have like 1,000 holes and be falling apart and people will think it's super cool and still wearable. Is something like this like something that someone will wear, maybe add more holes and make it look more intentional? Or do you think someone could be handy enough to like restitch that? Like the discoloration I could take care of. But what would you do? Maybe someone can comment down below, like that's still a sellable piece and someone would want that, or is it something I should just like redonate? But like, look at the back. The back's totally fine. Could you wear it backwards? Potentially. I've seen a lot of those like videos where people are like wearing a cardigan backwards and like flipping it upside down, so instead of long, it's short. Let me know. The other heartbreak I had, I pulled these jeans out. I was so excited. I did see this, but I didn't care. Reformation, everybody knows everything Reformation people want. It's a sustainable brand. I got super excited. I'm like, oh, they're wide leg. They even probably have factory distressing. And I was in a rush and I had to go. And I was just pulling things out of the bins. It was super busy. I was like, it's a button fly, high rise. Like, I was in love. I was gonna either lose 5 pounds, gain 5 pounds, whatever it took to like get to wear these jeans. And I get them home. And like the booty is like kind of blown out. But I know that there are like a lot of jeans that are sold with like that little back under booty has like a hole in it, which I think is kind of hot, but I don't know if this is intentional or if like I should patch it up or cut them off into jean shorts that are like super tiny, like little booty shorts. I know that I personally have a pair of Levi's by Redone, and they're like, there's stains all over them. They're all patched up, like the butt is patched, like it's a bunch of different patches, and they probably retailed for close to $300. And I love them, and I love them even more because they're patched up. So is that something that can happen with these? Maybe comment down below and let me know if it's something that's worth selling or altering or maybe selling as is. I'm interested to know. And then, oh, we have one pair of shoes. So these are Splendid shoes, which I don't even know if I knew that they made shoes. Here's the bottom. It has like a couple loose threads, but I mean, this wedge is super cute. So this is elastic, and I believe it like wraps something like this around your ankle. They're very lightweight. This is like stretchy, which I think is really cool. And they look like they've really not been worn too much. Like this has already been curved, like that's part of like the design, but they look virtually unused. So I thought these were really cute. And that's all that I found for accessories, but this piece was the very first piece I found on this trip. And I went into a bin that was already, hi bud, you wanna do yoga for everybody? Say hi. Okay, we're at the end and he's telling me that we need to be at the end. He's the manager. So this was in a bin where people had already gone through. Where I go, there are a lot of t-shirt heads, people looking for strictly vintage. So they kind of pass up stuff like this. But I don't know if you guys can guess why I saved this one for last. But it's a maxi length dress and it's like mixed print. And here is the brand. Hopefully you can see it. So that's Farm Rio. So, I mean, this brand really blew up in the past like 2 years. Like, it's in all of your high-end department stores. It's in Anthropologie. People are shopping it online. It's selling out. Bloggers are wearing it. Like, I think during the pandemic when everyone was at home and like kind of sad and this did like fun, bright prints, that it kind of propelled the brand because it like was like wearing a little happiness. But I was like so excited to find this. It is tiny. So it's like a petite, which I think is like their small or extra small, with this really cool crisscross back and the zipper. But when I tell you, when I found this, I thought that maybe I should just like put it in my bag and like pay for it and leave. But you have to pay by the pound, and this probably weighs like less than a pound. So obviously I stuck it out and things worked out for me. But this is the final piece of the haul. This is the final piece of the haul. I think it was around 65 pieces. And I have a follow-up for anyone who is watching my first video. So this romper that I was like really excited to get, and I was like, oh, it was giving me Lily Pulitzer vibes, but it had no tag and I couldn't figure it out. Well, I looked up the RN number, and then I found the pictures, and guess what? It's Lily Pulitzer. So it does have the, it's just printed. I've never seen that before. It's a kid's piece. So I thought that it was maybe like just like an extra small for women, but it's like a size 12, 14 for kids. And I thought this was like super cool for vacation, but I figured I'd follow up and let you guys know just in case you find something in this print. Or are looking for Lily Pulitzer and don't realize that they're now putting things on the inside. But super cool. The whole haul, like I said, is like 65 pieces, and I was really excited to share them with you. And if you liked any of these pieces, you can, you know, check out my Depop or the other ways that, should I keep going? Should I redo it?
No.
Okay. Like I was saying, if you like any of these pieces, they'll be listed on my Depop, my Poshmark, my Mercari, my eBay, so whichever platform is your favorite to shop on. And please comment maybe your favorite piece, or really what I should do with these fails in my mind. And like, subscribe, stay hydrated, and stay stylish.